final day of the first week of OTAs yesterday for the Cleveland Browns. Wednesday's session was open to the media, and Mason Graham spoke afterwards and gave us some insight into his rookie season. Mason Graham let us know that he had been playing with a broken rib at the end of his rookie season, saying, quote, I had a broken rib, so, it hurt pretty bad. Just take a little pill before the game, suck it up a little bit, and get through it. I think at the end of the day, we were all pretty pleased with Mason Graham's performance as a rookie. So, G, if that rib is healed in 2026, what is the sophomore campaign ceiling for one Mason Graham?
I'm sure, hey, listen, just tell him. Next time, just take him, let him know that's Tylenol. Just be like, yo, let him know that's like an ibuprofen, like, allegedly. So, we just going to do that right now. Yeah, I've been there. You know what? I said this last year. And the thing that when people talk about Mason Graham, because you got taken in the top 5, and people talked about, oh, you didn't have any sacks, you had half a sack, not that many tackles for loss. And I told people a lot. What I wanted to see from Mason Graham is just make it through the season. I remember playing, and the first game I ever played in college, we come out and we playing like Iowa State, and I'm like, man, I'm like 270 pounds, and they got Big 12 tackles, and they 340 and 3. I just, at that point in time, you too young and dumb to understand, like, you probably shouldn't be competing as a freshman. But the thing that I always remember was getting past that season. And at the end of my redshirt freshman year, I tore my ACL the last game of the season. Now, I'm dating myself here because it was against Phillip Rivers.
Oh, wow.
And NC State.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you aren't alone that? And by the way, Phillip Rivers played games last year. That's kind of wild. But I just remember being so upset because I just wanted to make it through the season without getting injured, because I knew I needed to get to the offseason and be stronger and faster and bigger. I had a workout plan and everything. The trainers and the athletic staff, like, yeah, we're going to get you on this. This is how we're going to do. So for me, I was encouraged, and I pretty much thought he was playing through something. He was always on the injury report. But when he has the ability to now get into the offseason, he can watch film. He understands the strength of the game. He understands what they're trying to do to him. And he can actually, instead of trying to get back to base level, he can actually get back to getting better. He can actually add something to his tool belt. So I'm encouraged because he has that experience. And inside, as a defensive tackle, I feel like the two positions that are the most difficult to play off bat are defensive line, especially in the middle, and like tight end. Because tight ends have to block, they have to catch, they have to learn a bunch of different things. So D-tackle is a tough position because it's just a strength, situation. And he lost a bunch of weight to even get down to where he was. So for me, I think Mason Graham's going to take a big step in 2026.
Yeah, the Browns are big on age-based drafting because they want they want to identify great players and they want to see the ceilings later, right? And Mason Graham was a dominator at 18, 19 at the University of Michigan. And when the Browns made the pick last year, they were going for like a solid pick, right? We are starting a rebuild here. We want a kid who's all about football. We want a guy who's maybe not necessarily going to look the part of 10-time All-Pro, but who's just going to be a really good player. And he's off to a good start. And I agree with you. One thing that happens for all of these guys from year 1 to year 2 is before year 1, you're all over the country. You don't know where you're going to go. You're doing training. You're doing visits. You have no idea. Now you're settled here in your football life, in your outside football life. So the coordinator has changed, but his position coach is back. Almost all his teammates are back. He will get stronger. He will come into the season healthy. Now, no NFL defensive tackle plays a season healthy, but he will come in, and this is going to be a really good player for years to come.
Mm-hmm. Can we just take a moment to acknowledge it's insane that he played through a broken rib?
Yeah, that's crazy work.
Well, I mean, remember all the conversations we had around Jared Allen a couple years ago?
Man.
And that whole situation with the what they labeled as a pierced rib. But, I mean, I don't think he missed a game, did he?
No, he didn't practice the last 3 weeks of the season, but he did not miss
I
a game.
just had, this is like 2 months ago, I had like a torn little cartilage in the little micro tears in between the ribs, and I thought I was dying. I literally thought, I was like, is there a kidney over here? Or like I started looking at WebMD and never look at WebMD.
No, you will be dead in 6 minutes.
I'm done. Matter of fact, the day we were supposed to have a meeting, we all had a Zoom meeting with the executive producer, Steve. And I was in the hospital. I was in there in the emergency room on the Zoom. I was like, my rib. I'm right my will right now.
WebMD, you can have a headache and it's a tumor and you're dead in 6 weeks.
Done.
Don't ever go on WebMD.
My dad spent 6 hours a day on it.
It will make you a hypochondriac.
It will. But that's a lot to have broken ribs in playing defensive tackle where you are in a knife fight in a phone booth with grown men for 60 snaps is ridiculous.
Right. No,
and
I
G,
think.
And G, real quick, fill us in. They wear those little flat cages over the ribs, but it's not like that's really protected.
No. We have fat over our ribs, and that was supposed to be we have a layer of bear fat right here for any defensive lineman. So we just grow that over those winter, and that's supposed to protect us. But he had to lose half his bear fat to get faster. So I understand. I get it, man.
Mason Graham, solid citizen, solid player. I think we'd all agree, right? The debate is good or great, and that'll be told in the next couple of years. He's going to be a good player.
Yes.
I think the only question is, should they have taken an offensive player, right? Teteroa, McMillan, or someone else. But if you do get to the next steps of your rebuild, and if Mason Graham is a really solid, occasional Pro Bowl, but playing all the time, enduring the occupational hazards and playing through this, he could be a good pick. He could be a rock-solid foundational piece of your defense.
Let me ask you this question, because we haven't heard very much about him. The guy that was supposed to be Mason Graham before Mason Graham was Mike Hall Jr.
Yeah.
They got him. He was one of those young players. They drafted him out of Ohio State. They said, listen, we'll take him a year early because we felt like if he came back again, he would have actually been a first-round pick and maybe a top 20 pick. He gets the injury. What is going on with Mike Hall Jr.? And have you heard anything at camp and what's going on with him?
No, we haven't seen enough in camp to really know. It's much easier to just watch the quarterbacks and wide receivers, obviously. There's no doubt. Mike Hall has not been available. It was the suspension the first year and then the injury at the end of the first year that bled into last year. They've continued to add defensive tackles, not just Mason Graham, but in free agency this year. They found Aiden Huntington last year. So it's a huge year for Mike Hall. He's still young. He's still a part of things. And I think he definitely, they saw him, they thought, we're going to be good, and this is a pass-down defensive tackle. So they need to get him there. They have Mason Graham who's going to play all the time. They have Malik Collins for one more year. But you're right, that draft class, Miles Harden has been the most productive member of it so far, and that's not good.
Is he a bubble guy or is he on the roster?
He's on the roster because he's a second-round pick in his third year, but
this is probably his last year of a guaranteed, not even guaranteed, but most likely a spot on the roster.
Just like we've seen this year with DeJuan Jones and Luke Whippler and Cedric Tillman, they come to the end, they don't produce, they get replaced. So, Mike Hall's already not at the top of the rotation, right. So it's an interesting one for sure.
Is he been working out? Is he there at OTAs?
Yeah, he's one of the guys that's there, but I'm just, he's not with the first.
Yeah, don't nobody care. Yeah. Right now, nobody care about none of that. All we watching is 7-on-7. I told him, somebody's like, you going to OTAs? Absolutely not. I'm absolutely not going to OTAs. All they're doing is 7-on-7, bro. You call me when we get these helmets on. What I think is the most interesting part is, and we'll kind of get to this as well, is in the OTAs. I'm looking at these scrimmages, not the play, not the games on the field, not the practice. No, I'm talking about when you go and meet with who they gonna play this year, the Eagles or whoever.
The Bills are coming
practice,
here.
right?
Yeah.
The Bills is coming.
Yeah, the Bills are coming here.
Oh yeah. See, yeah. That's all I care about because I remember you talking about it. And that was the first time we knew Deshaun Watson wasn't cooking.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, man, we can't pass the ball at all. I said, what you talking? Like this 4,500 guy. I said, what you mean he can't pass the ball? They're like, nah, bro, we just can't. We can't complete no passes. It was nasty work. I said, come on, man. And then we got to the first game. His inbox was lit up. I'm like, what? Like this? I was like, bro, I can't even. And you got to understand, I couldn't even condone it. I said, bro, this is. He was right. So you know what? We talk about quarterback competition. Nah, bro, don't give me no shorts. I need to see when you go against another grown man.
Right. Like you were in it, right? Like what happens in practice? Passes get tipped, passes get picked, right? Mm-hmm. Like you hit one, you miss one. Like that's practice. Or is there an overreaction part? Sure, but when there's a quarterback competition going on, and then what I find funny is the coach comes out and makes a point to say 7-on-7 interceptions are embarrassing. The very next day, practice is closed, and on the team social media, they put a pass getting picked in 7-on-7.
and it's so crazy
Of
that
all the clips to pick.
Right.
I be trying to tell people, I'm like, listen, man, like in 7-on-7, you can't grab nobody. You can't. There's no pass rush. There's no rush. There's no diagnosis. Like, it's just like one thing. It's like your kid coming to you and be like, listen, man, I'm cold riding this bike with training wheels. Or, yeah, bro, it's training wheels. Like, it's 7-on-7. You really can't tackle nobody. There is no pass rush. So now, can you read and diagnose and be accurate when there was a pass rush?
Right.
That's 90% of the game.
Yeah.
Wake me up when they got them pads on and it's hot and it's about 95.
And we're still, today's May 22nd, we're still 9 weeks from training camp even starting. So we're 10 weeks from the pads being on.
9
So everybody, deep breath, right?
9 weeks is devastating, bro. Like,
No, it's good. Don't wish my summer away, Garrett.
Yeah.
I got to go to baseball and harass Jason coaching third base.
and you know what's so weird? You guys said that. I ain't even gonna lie. When you be in the game, when you first get into it, you be so excited for these camps, bro. And then you realize that you get excited for these camps, and then you fast forward your whole doggone summer. And then by the time you look around, you have the first game, and you get to the second week of the season, you're like, man, why am I sleepy? I'm tired. They're like, oh yeah, because it's the season and you 7 days a week, dummy. Why did you not take advantage of your summer? I'm gonna have to check out a little bit.
And listen, a word to the wise, and you guys can hate this or love this, right? As a Browns fan, as a Browns follower, eventually they'll get to a point where the season is the season. Right now, the off season has been more exciting. It's just the reality. Only results can change that. Only finding a quarterback can change that. Is the quarterback competition interesting? Sure. Is everything you do in the offseason when you have a new coach and you're trying to establish an offensive identity important? Sure, but this is May. Yeah. So this is one small step that's going to be forgotten in July, let alone in September and October.
At this point, Kenny Pickett was still cooking.
That's right.
He was really cooking. And then one day he had a hamstring injury, and we never saw him again. Like, just never. Yep. So yeah, I tell people, listen, you wake me up when this happens, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I was sitting there and I was talking to somebody. I don't even know how this got on quarterbacks. We weren't even going down this pipeline, McNuggets. But
if you talk Browns, quarterbacks are gonna come up. It's inherent.
That's right.
The thing that I always tell people is, yeah, you can do that right now. But I just need to see if you can make it through the season. Just to make it to the first game, think about what you have to do. You have to go through all the preseason games, all the training camp. You can't have no days off. You can't pull nothing. Your Achilles can't hurt. Your shoulder can't hurt. Like, you got to keep doing it every day. And for me, I think the question mark is, I would just be happy when we get to a point where it's like, okay, season is here. Let's talk about these games.
That's right. And for the players, like, it's easy right now to be excited. You've had your time off. You're rejuvenated. You're 100% healthy. The work day is like 5 hours, right? It's after this. It's weeks and weeks. You've pulled a hammy. You've dealt with this. Now you're into it. Now it's hot. Now it's 4 out of 5 days. Now somebody's coming for your job. Now it's 9-hour work days, 12-hour work days in training camp. Yeah. It's not the back in my day when we had to go 5 miles both ways uphill.
That was torture, bro.
But it's still a long grind, right? When they come back in late July, it's still 6 weeks to go. And unless you're one of those top guys who's getting a day off and has been through this before, like, you're going at it, and you got to manage your body, you got to manage everything.
I'll tell you this, man. The thing that I'm looking at, I actually was looking forward to this little next segment coming up. The New York Knicks, they had every old school dude, Patrick Ewing, Freewell, they was old, and they got the best celebrities. Where would you pick, and who would you pick for the best front seat tickets and the celebrities if it was Cleveland? This is going to be interesting.